Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Mario Kart World Cup here for 2021. It's your boy Nightcrawler here with Rookie, who's just coming off of starting double duty, rather, after that impressive France-Mexico game in Group F. We're going to be bringing you some more Group F action here between Eastern Europe and Italy. So the winner of this match will join France up at the top of the group at an impressive 1-0, and we're going to be seeing Belgium, who has yet to play, get some matches in Saturday and Sunday. So this should be pretty exciting with Eastern Europe and Italy Rookie both coming in with some impressive runs in the play-in stage. Eastern Europe going 4-0, and then Italy going 3-1. So it should make for an exciting match.
Yeah, I think this one could be sneaky good. A lot of people thought that Italy was the best match going into the best team going into the play-in phase because they were getting a lot of favorable results against a lot of the teams that were floated. But again, Eastern Europe was the team that actually won their group in the end. So obviously they're going to have that confidence going in, believing that they can definitely take them out. And again, they're going to have to, because when you come from the play-ins, every win against other play-in teams at this state in the tournament is absolutely crucial.
Yeah, 100%. And not only are they going to have to focus on this game, but throughout the weekend, they're going to have to deal with Belgium and then the two dominant forces we just saw of France and Mexico. I caught the very beginning of that match, the very end of that match. Mexico had something going initially, and then France just kind of took over. But as of right now, though, this is going to be a huge morale booster, though, for both of these teams, just trying to get that initial win to put themselves in a better position to get to that next stage of the tournament.
And yeah, again, like I mentioned, absolute must win for both teams, because again, I'm going to keep it realistic. I don't see either of them really beating France. So again, that's going to make not only this match a must win, but both their respective matches against Belgium and Mexico, for that matter, if they have top 8 aspirations. So we're going to see what these guys have. I think that Italy is probably my slight favorite, but Eastern Europe has a lot of strong players as well. So it's going to be a battle for sure. Because at this point in the tournament, like all the teams left, like have a little heat. I guess they're all pretty solid. You have to win your way to get here, or be widely considered to be worthy of being here to begin with. So watch out, everybody.
Yeah, I do want to give I would agree with you, Rookie, like a slight edge potentially to Italy, because the team, I believe, is led by DUGO, and there's a lot of very close players in terms of chemistry beneath him. And then with Eastern Europe, you're going to kind of have a mix of different players from a lot of different backgrounds, different countries that they're representing. So that might play a little bit of a factor, but obviously that didn't stop Eastern Europe from having a phenomenal run in the play-in stage. So it should be pretty interesting. I think it's going to kind of come down to what we've seen from some of the other matches today, where especially in the English-Spain match, where unfortunately for England at one point, they just didn't have all of that front presence that they would have liked. And so I have a feeling that we're going to be seeing a little bit of that same storyline here in this match today.
And really, I think that it's entirely possible. I think that first place is going to be a battle in this match, because there's a lot of capable players on both teams. Green and Zed come to mind for Eastern Europe. DUGO definitely comes to mind. Blaze, we all know that he's one of the solid players in Italy. Maybe not the best comms or communication, but we'll see. But like you mentioned, I think the thing to watch out for is like Italy. I think much more of a tight knit group, I would say, with exception to Blaze. But Blaze still plays with Nicole and DUGO a decent amount in HD. Whereas Eastern Europe, you have some players from Romania, you have Den from Greece, and then you got some Polish players as well. So there's a lot of different backgrounds. I think somebody from Hungary is in the roster as well. So, and a Russian player as well, in Gabri. So there's a lot of different backgrounds here. They are likely not all speaking like their native language, whereas for Team Italy, that will be the case. So, yeah, there's a lot to unpack here, but I think that the edge is going to go slightly to Italy. This will be a fun one for me, because I'm used to playing with a lot of these players, actually.
I know
Four
that.
teammates in this match for me.
Yeah, I know if I was playing with a few Italian players at one point, and then Origari is that Hungarian player you're referring to, but not in this lineup now.
Yeah.
These are going to be the 12 players we have. We're going to be going into RWS for race number 1. Not really getting a good look at spots yet here because we were kind of blind on what the lineups were, but we're going to see how this will play out for both teams.
Yeah, for sure.
Right now, it's pretty tame start here. Was thinking someone would probably get greened out initially or something like that. And here we are on board with DUGO. We do have a pretty good look at him here in 7th place right now. We see Porky up there, probably about that 3rd, 4th position, getting bumped back a little bit. And DUGO right now here with this mushroom and a red shell, breaking up a little bit, trying not to hit that fire. And we do see Blaze and a few teammates kind of surrounding him, so he's just staying in line for the time being.
Yeah, DUGO's going to be a fun player to watch. Obviously, a lot of experience in these Division 1 playoffs at this point in time. Capable runner, capable pack player. A lot of MKW players know him as a very annoying player to deal with because he's willing to do strange things if he believes it's going to be helpful for the team at large. So it'll be a treat to get to watch this today. Big horn right there, taking out some players. But
yeah, that's an exciting play style for sure. I'm kind of biased towards that type of play style.
Yeah,
myself.
But the thing to realize here is DUGO is also a player that is one of Italy's strongest runners, so it creates a different dynamic, and he needs to get up there and really run, even as much as he would like to be pack playing sometimes, because if he's stuck in the middle, you're going to see players like Zeeb just completely take over up front.
Yeah, so we saw that top 2 there, but luckily for DUGO, he did break that top 2. Den likely still going to be in 3rd here. And it's also an interesting dynamic, kind of like you mentioned, Rookie, with a lot of these HD players here in this matchup. Zeeb, obviously,
Zeeb took a shot. Zeeb took a shot.
How he races, he took the shot, and it looks like, he's got a horn going out there.
Oh, and, no. He's going to be vulnerable.
He stops!
That was incredibly smart on Zeeb. I'm surprised that DUGO threw it there with the crack that you can break it on. So he doesn't go down fully. He's still going to have a chance, but it's 1-3 for Italy, so may have to watch out if he tries to attack DUGO. And Zeeb goes down, it looks like. But green coming up.
Yeah, that's going to be at least 2 of the top 3 there for Italy, potentially a top 3 there. Yeah, so it's 1-3-4-5. Huge there. Zeeb goes down, swinging.
That's a big loss for Eastern Europe there as well. Because again... Zeeb front running is kind of going to be like one of their win conditions in a sense. I think he is the strongest runner on the roster, and they had him where they wanted him there, but he made a critical error as DUGO did have a red behind that shroom and left himself defenseless for the most part.
Yeah, there was a lot to unpack there in that sequence, and I think just because you're still in the game, you picked it up a little bit quicker than I did with the red, the horn, the mushroom, and I think it is going to be important for green as well to really support and back up Zeeb. It's definitely being one of the stronger upper division runners there on the squad for Eastern Europe, but already it's 53-29 here in favor of Italy, and we're going to be going to Cheeseland right away. So already getting that first top running track out of the way, and now our token bagging track out of the way here pretty quickly in the first 2 races.
Yeah, and again, we just we just finished the France and Mexico match. One of the big differences in that obviously is like when Eastern Europe had those top spots right there, and they kind of let DUGO infiltrate. The difference in a lot of these higher level matches and the matches between the teams that come from the play-ins is quite frankly just that France makes it way harder to get that infiltration into the top spots, and DUGO was able to take advantage of it right there, slide on in, and then get to take out Zeeb at the end. Maybe not through the red, but just through the whole threat of actually hitting him with a red. So, again, by no means Eastern Europe is done after a little bit of a disappointing showing in the first race. But
Green getting a little bit of revenge there on DUGO after DUGO greened him out initially, but Green going for seconds as well. And see DUGO here going right into this bill here in 10th. I'm not sure who the bottom 2 are. Very spread out pack as expected here for Cheeseland, but we do know Nicola there is going to be in 9th there for Italy. So 9-10 right now, and we do see the break kind of coming into play. And then the bottom 2 very far back. Star there in 11th as well to make note of.
Now, I'm starting to get a little bit worried right there that DUGO just dodged. It's making me think that Eastern Europe actually willingly let Italy have the majority of the bottom 4, which is something you can't really do on a track like Cheeseland. You're going to get burned every time for it. That being said, there's not many people dodging that shock, which is kind of rare for Cheeseland. So maybe they still are holding on to more top spots, but he's gonna have to watch out because I think that's I'm not sure if that's a Lorenzo, or if I'm mixing up the players, but there's a Bill up there, and we know how Bills are on this track. If you have a golden behind it, we could watch DK sliding into first at the end of this.
Yeah, first place has a relatively clean break. That's going to be one player billing up there. That's going to be like the Lorenzo. Oh, man, random green just coming back and hitting DUGO right now, but he is going to go to the double. Has to watch this bill coming up in ninth from Amos. Has the golden shroom and then a blue in pocket, so this is going to be an interesting
that he
pull.
Used the shroom so early. It's like he wants to get the blue out for a potential reason. We'll see. He hits Zeeb with the blue. Devastating hit for Eastern Europe.
Yeah, he was definitely going for the chain there, for sure.
Yeah.
So sixth place there for DUGO. Oh, no. Okay, that was good.
I think
That's
Eastern Europe got some okay spots.
12 was stuck on the screen there. But yeah, 1, 2, 4, 7. It's going to be a relatively small win there or decent win, I should say, there for Eastern Europe. I don't think it'll bring the lead back, but it's the tip in the right direction.
Yeah, and that was luck. Like, Zeeb got whacked by that blue, but at the very least, only really going down to DUGO there. The others in Italy not being able to pass them up. And a big top 2 coming out from some of the players from Eastern Europe that you don't always think about when thinking about the lineup, and it's really good to see them up there and applying the pressure and getting their team back in it because, again, no one player is going to be able to do everything, so the team is all able to get up there together. That's where you're going to see your big wins, and even a shock from Italy, not enough to overcome that top 2.
Yeah, interesting selections here. We're seeing Mario Kart Stadium being picked. Be curious to see how this glider section at the end will be utilized. And yeah, already, it's going to be interesting seeing how many players are going to go back if Eastern Europe is going to let Italy kind of take control of some of that back presence, given that they do have so many players. 4 of them, I believe, in the top 7 starting this race. So interesting to watch.
Yeah, I know that this is a track that Italy has come to enjoy, mainly because of DUGO. He likes MKS right now quite a lot. So it's interesting because you got to make sure that somebody's running MKS, so at the same time it still very much feels like a bagging track with all the potential off-road cuts and all of that.
Yeah, definitely the off-road cuts, the glider section, and yeah, DUGO right now here in 9th. We do see Lorenzo, I believe that's going to be him and Nicola up there around the 6, 7, 8 position with one of the other players. Glider strat coming into effect here for DUGO.
Maybe not as impactful on lap 1, but still getting the cancel in the air, so it's going to be kind of a nice cut for DUGO. I think Europe's up front.
Yeah, so they're going to be top 2. And that was Den and Zeeb. Oh, man, Bob coming into play. That's going to take Den out of the picture.
Yeah, so Lorenzo getting up there. It's sad to see Den go so soon. He's been having kind of struggling to begin the match, so you obviously like seeing him get his opportunities up there. Going to be a race. DUGO is going to fly into first right now, only taking the cut with 1 shroom there. And it looks like Zeeb's going to land a red on him. Or no, it's Razumi. I saw the Poland flag, so you assume it. Can Lorenzo get another? Maybe he doesn't have to because the blue.
Oh, man, so this is a top 3 here for Italy, just like that. Unfortunately, Den goes down, Zeeb goes down, Razumi goes down.
And now it's just Amos up here.
This is going to be interesting. Let's see if anything crazy is going to happen here. The pack is very close.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be a shock because of that pack. It looks like Italy should be able to hang on. They're going to have to watch out here. Make sure he doesn't hit Nicola.
That was a little close for comfort there. But that's a top 3-5 there. Den able to break that top 4. But a really strong race there coming in from Italy. And as you can tell, I didn't mention it before because it came in late, but Italy only up 10 going into that race, so Eastern Europe did reel it back in with that Cheeseland result.
Yeah, I think they're going to need another one, but it's encouraging that they're able to pull out these good races early, even if it's just one, because when you have 3 really bad ones to start, that's when you start thinking, okay, maybe this wasn't maybe this wasn't really the best match to follow and stuff. But of course, when you're seeing teams saying, hey, we have the talent, we have the potential, we can get these races and stuff, makes you kind of stick to your seat a little bit, knowing that there may be another one coming.
So we're going to be seeing Water Park predominantly, a little bit of runner RMC coming out there, looking like that's going to be from, I want to say that might be from the Eastern Europe side. And here we go, RMC going to be getting picked.
I mean, it's
and that
got to
is
be
from Eastern
Europe
Europe.
side,
That's
right?
a Razumi pick. So we'll see what's going to pan out here for them. And they're kind of picking these borderline, I mean, they're quasi like bagging neutral tracks. I mean, based off of what we've seen, obviously with the Cheeseland pick as well. But it seems to be relatively working out for them. They just need to have more players, I think, up at the front there towards the end and just trying to infiltrate Italy a little bit more.
Yeah, no, I think this is an encouraging sign, maybe, that they got the track pick here, because they did well on the other bagging track, like we've mentioned, so we'll see if they can replicate the success. You know, obviously DUGO, he's going to want to bag in a lot of circumstances. I think he's used to it in Division 1, being the guy that's willing to go back here, but he's got to remember that I would say that the level of this room is definitely a little bit of a step down from the Division 1, and that his team, of course, maybe wanting him really to be up there for the top spots. You don't know if that was like the concern at the end because their shock wasn't enough to catch up and he wasn't really that frontal presence. Yeah, Cheeseland can have frontal presence too. So, yeah, that's the worry. And it looks like EE is also going to have 2 in the bottom 4 this time, which is probably a good sign.
And it's an 8-4 player break. And I think that's a good point, too, because, you know, given on the status and the level of the room, you might be relying on some players to be up there towards the front. And one of the interesting things, I think, if Eastern Europe in a perfect world can get it going, they've had a lot more variable players.
Sorry to interrupt you, but maybe Italy knows what they're doing here, because DUGO is pulling at this time, and Lorenzo and Akiko have been up there. DUGO, I think, is just going to hide the... Okay, never mind. He's going to get the chain. That makes a lot of sense.
Showing it in plain sight.
I think he's just going to use it for himself. The second that nobody's in a dodge, maybe
getting these guys after boxes.
He gets in though, able to get in at the last second, but I don't know how much can Den win this. I don't know. It looks like DUGO's going to get by him. Zeeb got him at the end, and I think that Den's actually going to be able to hold on to first because of it.
Wow, that was huge.
Big play on Zeep right there, saving or giving the assist maybe, because I think DUGO got the angle on Den there. But Zeeb's fire, I think it was Zeeb, is able to scorch him there at the very end and give them a 1-3-4-5 that was much needed.
That was a huge capitalization there from Eastern Europe on the Italy shock. And yeah, I mean, just crazy to process. I mean, Den must have been coming up that right-hand side, you know, likely taking the boost ramp, just trying to avoid the calamity of the fire. Obviously, as you mentioned, that Z was throwing.
Yeah.
And yeah, who knows? That could have been a little Scottie Pippen assist there by Z to the other team. But, you know, that's a 3-point swing there. But right now, 172-156 here in favor of Italy.
Yeah, the shock probably not going the way that Italy had planned really, because again, it seems like they had top spots before it. You aren't certain you're going to keep it. It's probable that Eastern Europe has a bunch of shrooms, so maybe you don't feel the best about it. So he's like thinking, okay, I just got to use this for myself. I'll call Den out of the bill. The nightmare scenario actually comes into play where Den immediately activates a star, and DUGO is just not really ready to deal with it. And in the end, he doesn't even pull a first that may have felt guaranteed at one point.
Yeah, and I think Den just smart move. I didn't honestly realize that was lap 3, just because we had such a good conversation going. But Den making the smart move, though, and chaining that star in that final set. And who knows, with the fire, that could have gone which way. But I think Italy could have potentially had a top 3 there, had that shock not come into play there for them on RMC. But already it's going to be a top 2 here. Top 3 with Blaze in third for Italy here as we're heading
I like the decision to go 2. Around also. He recognizes that his teammates have the front right now. This bomb is now going to be in play at 5th, and this may be a devastating spot to pull it right here. I'm not sure if he's going to go for Amos, but he has a lot of Eastern Europe behind him, I think.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough angle on Amos, so he does back it, but throws the red there. Amos is going to fall off.
Yeah, and that's exactly how you want to do it.
Oh, it did register. But back to top 3 for Italy.
Yeah, top 3, definitely not how Eastern Europe probably envisioned this war going. Green going right over DUGO's head right there. DUGO doing well to dodge all of the stuff, and he's going to be able to pull away a little. And Akiko is still holding down third, so kind of a failed mission to get DUGO out there, and now again the pressure is starting to mount for Eastern Europe to have an answer to this, and it doesn't look like that they have a bunch of people that are going to be able to break into top spots without a dodge.
Yeah, so
That
shot
being
coming
said,
into play. A lot of
who's it
dodges
gonna
from the
be?
back.
Razumi's coming up. That's a really good pull for DUGO. I can't stress that enough. Shout out to, I think, Blaze up there for getting him that really good item, but the blue's going to come in and not reward him. DUGO should be able to hold on to first, you would think, but Razumi's right on his tail.
Double defense, though.
Not going to even need it. Goes to the back. I don't think he gets it. Can Razumi? Okay.
It worked
quite
out
enough.
well because Blaze was able to avoid it. Blaze, I think, got third. Oh, but Razumi snuck up the left-hand side. So it was a 1-3-6-7 there for Italy.
I was a little worried that DUGO actually was going to give up that first by going a little bit too far to the right, but clearly he's knowing better than me there. A little bit of an even race. I think Italy's pulling ahead just a little with the 1-3, of course. But again, not a whole lot of takeaways there, but I think if you're Eastern Europe, just not having that being like a -16 or a -20, you can kind of take a breather there, or a sigh of relief.
Yeah, that could have been much worse for Eastern Europe, especially since Blaze kind of had checked out, and with Akiko and DUGO there getting pressured, I believe it was by Den in fourth, kind of allowed Blaze to just get those 10 coins and run. And unfortunately for Blaze, with the blue shell coming in, kind of negating, and the gap mechanics really coming into play, especially with DUGO's triple mushroom red shell pull. It just kind of was unfortunate there for Blaze. He was running a great race. It was set up well by his team, but I thought Eastern Europe definitely, that could have been a lot worse for them, especially in that situation.
At the end of the day, if you're Blaze, it's like, it sucks that you get blued, you miss out on the individual points, but he's probably the reason why DUGO was able to win there. Well, maybe not the reason, because DUGO probably would have played more aggro at the end, but those triple shrooms really helped DUGO really propel himself into a position to take that first at the end, and that's all thanks to the massive lead that Blaze accumulated.
Yeah, so we're going to be going to Twisted Mansion, but I think that's such a good point. And that's something, too, that, I don't know, I might rely on too heavily to try to manipulate my position when I race to try and get a better pull. Just if I know if I'm not faster than a player, I'll try to outsmart them by measuring the distance and banking on, RNGs is saving me there. So that, especially in that situation, helped DUGO a lot. But right now, here heading into lap number 1, it's going to be Italy here kind of in the mid-pack as we're starting on TM.
Now, Razumi pulled a shroom in what appeared to be second early, so I don't know for certain if he was able to hold on to first, because Nicola and Akiko were both up there as well, but it looks like Nicola's out, and Razumi's out also. So whoever's in first is kind of a mystery right now. It's not Zeeb or Razumi. Who is it? A blue with a question mark on who it's going to hit is emerging. I think that's Nicola that goes down, and yeah, DUGO getting rid of those bananas, not wanting to hit Akiko. And top 2 for ITA going into the second half of lap 2.
Yeah, Zeeb in third, and it looks like that's going to be Italy again there in fourth. DUGO, surprisingly, did not get hit by any of those items close to the cut.
Oh, that was almost smart, but Zeeb had the the awareness to understand what's happening there. If I'm DUGO, I wouldn't get queued. Just follow your teammate, because you never know if he's going to get readied out. And now Eastern Europe has 2 through 4, and a really good look at hitting Akiko.
Yeah, that banana tight is going to be deadly. Yeah, and it was interesting,
Polish
too.
Duo in green up there now.
Because if you remember, that situation was very similar to what happened on RWS between DUGO
There he
and
goes.
Blue shell's coming in.
Oh, watch out, those bananas. And DUGO can't get out of the blue. It's going to hit Razumi also. Green is gone. I think that was Amos up there, too. Razumi. Okay. Nicola giving a lot of relief to Italy right now. That was looking very scary for a second for them. Nicola goes down, though, to Zeeb. And Green is out of here. Can DUGO land a hit?
Definitely a top 2 right now for Eastern Europe. But with this plant coming into play, Zeeb goes down.
Who's in the ghost? That's a big question.
Oh, it was Ricky.
That's so fine, I think, for
That's going to be a
2-4
or 2-3-4 for Italy. Yeah, so it's 1-3-5 for Eastern Europe.
And man, there's a lot of action that lap 3.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I like TM, is because of the fact that you have that glider section, you have some of those double apex turns, you have that shortcut in the library. There's lots of different technical elements. It's one of the longer tracks in the game, and you have to really be decisive, and it's a very physical track, and we saw a lot of that. And Zeeb getting a little bit of revenge there after the RWS incident between himself and DUGO seemed pretty rewarding. as
but
well.
then going down to the plant. So
Yeah.
again, not what you're wanting necessarily for Eastern Europe. They had a great opportunity there to potentially get top 2, but the blue is spaced in a weird spot. Green is the one that gets away. Zeeb and Razumi, however, both in the top going into that lap 3, both falling quite far back into the not standings, results there. So not exactly what you want there. I think it's just an even race at the end. But I guess you have to be thrilled still that you're in the war if you're Eastern Europe and that you have a fighting chance going forward.
Yeah, and that was a tie race, and it looks like Eastern Europe's only down by 22 here at the moment. It's going to be Green here battling with DUGO for first.
Yeah, and that Shroom's going to win out almost every time. So DUGO is going to have some defense to trail immediately here, and some teammate support, it looks like, just not a whole ton.
Looked like a second ago that Eastern Europe was everything behind DUGO. So
yeah, I think they may have slid in there.
Yeah, they're going to have to figure a few things out. Good job there not getting hit by that banana to the green. Another green coming in.
Yeah, DUGO went risky there, but it looks like it's going to work out unless it's some lag. I don't see anybody immediately behind him except Porky. It looks like green is indeed down. So again, this is DUGO's game right now.
He's got the 10 coins, and it's just Porky there in that little break with him pretty briefly. But it looks like he gained a little bit of distance there on Porky.
Yeah,
Red's
those coins are, can't understate the importance of coins. It's likely that DUGO has a lot more right now than him, and that's why you're not really even seeing the name when you look back. But a blue is coming in. I think DUGO's kind of messing around a little bit. He missed the banana on the ground.
Missed the banana?
But maybe have found a better solution, actually, because he was stopped for quite a bit. Clutch lag trail coming in from DUGO. He's going to go down again, but now his teammates have an opportunity to overtake first with Zeeb going down.
Yeah, you can throw a blanket over like the top 6 here, and it's a relatively even group here up at the front in the top 6. You got Blaze, Amos, Porky, Green. It seems to be favoring a little bit of Eastern Europe here at the moment.
Yeah, but Lorenzo's in first, and I think that was due to the trail that DUGO was able to deliver. Oh, that was a hit on Zeeb, gets the forward hitbox. If EE can maybe get Lorenzo and Akiko out of the top, they may have something to work with here, but I'm not convinced it's going to happen.
Oh, DUGO gets bumped off. I believe that might have bumped off an Eastern Europe player there as well. But yeah, this is going to really shake things up.
Because I saw Waluigi up there. If he did, that's absolutely massive for Italy. He did, and a top 3 is going to extend the lead.
8, 10, 11 there for Italy. Huge there for them. And yeah, Eastern Europe they were kind of in that 3-4 position there a little bit. Just couldn't really get any infiltration there on Blaze and some of the other front runners there for Italy.
What are we doing, DUGO?
I don't know what's going on.
You have a message for us?
So got dry and Hyrule. You would know more than me if there's some like cryptic code or something
I don't know,
going
dude.
on.
ITA memes go past my mind sometimes. So it's a little bit too advanced of a language, I think. 34 points. Gap with 5 to go. This one turned out to be quite a good one, I think. It feels that Italy has had the control for the most part. But this is definitely still within swiping distance for Eastern Europe. You just got to act now, I think. And the good news is you're down 34 against Team Italy, not Team France, and that's not a slight at Italy. It's just, again, it's much more doable, and there's a lot more ways that you can typically find these really good races against, the teams that are not, like, really the ones that are considered to be the contenders and stuff. So, again, something is definitely possible here. I don't think now Italy is definitely was he outspeeding with the coins there? DUGO getting the last lap. Italy is definitely very practiced together, but again, I would definitely say it's possible to come back from this, especially with good shock execution here.
And speaking of shock execution, there we're going to see one dodge given a very quick shock used there. So we'll likely see maybe another one in play later.
I think there's got to be another shock. I feel like that one was used so ridiculously early that I don't see it even having much of an impact on the race. It feels like it was almost rushed out in a sense. So
it's probably because the other team had it and they had to get rid of it. more than likely, is my guess. But
It could be, yeah.
I think, with the 30-second rule, we're going to be seeing some more shenanigans later on, or potentially
Of
blue here.
course. You know
And,
what we sign up for.
It's dry desert. Man, I've had some incredible
DUGO has a
interesting stories
decision to
here.
make here. He has a decision, I think. I think that he's definitely going to throw it. I don't see Lorenzo up there anymore.
He dropped
Gotta
out.
do it on desert, yeah.
So this is going to be thrown, and we're going to see DUGO opting not to take that ultra cut.
Yeah. Likely to get this box right here. Not even likely, 100%, that's why. I think he did a good job to wait there. He should be able to cut off all the sand and have triple shrooms in a great spot. And if this is really how the good players do it. Look at this position he's in. But there is shock number 2.
Dodges 3 players in the back.
It doesn't matter who dodged. It matters what they dodged with. And we're going to learn a lot here. I think that is a good item for him up there. Green's not going to have anything, really. The wheel lagged, and that's a really unfortunate pull for DUGO. Well, Amos, I don't think he does. This is huge for Eastern Europe. He does land 1 hit, but...
Yeah, Green's the casualty there. Lorenzo, or it was Nicola there getting last. But, wow, top 2, 4, 5, 6 there for Eastern Europe. That is going to bring them right back into this.
Yeah, that is absolutely what they had to do right there. Now, I don't know what happened at the last set there, because it looked like DUGO had a reasonable chance to pull shrooms. He did not get any. Looked like his wheel lagged enough that he kind of just committed to going for it, but then it's like, nope, you're getting triple Green's banana, and there's nothing that you can do about it. So, that being said, we now have a 10-point game again going into the last GP, and a little bit of pressure for Italy now for the first time in a while.
Yeah, they've had the lead essentially this entire war, but it really hasn't gotten into their firm control, I would argue. Because Eastern Europe's just been pressuring them the entire time, and they've been getting some really strong wins, especially on these bagging tracks. So 4 more races to go. No Dennis, but we are going to be going to Big Blue, so this should be another really interesting pick, especially with the way that Eastern Europe's been playing, given that they've been able to kind of manipulate some of their positions through bagging. And this Cannon Glider is really going to be a make or break for both of these teams.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised that they actually went Big Blue for a ton of top spots. I guess the logic is everybody's going to take the coin conveyor and get up to speed really quickly. But they're going to have to watch out because, the Cannon Glider, the items, there's some shenanigans that go on there. So much so that you almost want to make sure that you get that double box. It is incredibly important to making comebacks.
Yeah, and it's definitely, I think, beneficial to at least have 1 player in the back. That way, 1, you can see what's going on, and 2, you can guarantee that you're going to have a little bit of real estate to get to that double and likely get a good pull, regardless of what position you are, just because of the sheer fact that the distance is going to be more of a factor. So, should be interesting, but do go here in 9.
Banana for everybody, it looks like.
Lots of bananas here.
This room is unstable right now. I don't know, what exactly is going on, but I'm not certain how you even count. I don't even know how you count the race, to be honest, if the wheel's just lagging the entire time, but I guess we'll see more if it was just a 1-set thing. But we'll see. This coveted item set right here, DUGO only going for 1 box, really. Pulls the goal and looks like things are back to normal, but Lorenzo's net is definitely a concern. Zeeb is holding a bill in 6th right now. I think he got it from that set. And DUGO's not going to have anything to potentially dodge with him. But Zeeb is going to dodge. Porky coming up also. Amos back here. I think Italy probably had some top spots. We haven't seen Blaze, but Zeeb's got to be fighting for first, if not in it already.
And it looks like everybody but Amos dodged as well. So this is going to be potentially huge here. It's going to be curious to see if Italy has been able to hold off any of those surging Eastern European players coming up. But regardless, I think
they
that 4 of the top 6 for Eastern Europe
first. And he did not. Zeeb getting into first. That's going to be a lead change for the first time today, I think.
Yeah, that's huge. Yeah, 4 of the top 6 being Eastern Europe there. I believe it was 1, 2, 4, 6. Not only that, but 7th place as well. And then Amos just kind of rounding the team out. Huge win for them. Yeah, I'm actually hopping into the bot channel. I want to see what this is firsthand. Shout out to our stream host Mist, by the way, keeping us on our toes here. And that is going to be a plus 22. So Eastern Europe is going to be up 12, taking the lead.
Well, I did not expect this turn of events, really. I was thinking that maybe after race 7, Italy got a good race, and maybe they may pull away. Not to the degree that France did earlier, but maybe in a similar fashion. But Eastern Europe responding with a resounding no. We're here to fight until the very end. Got 3 more races to do it. They have a 12-point lead. I think I mentioned it, but I can't recall another time that EE was up. And the ribbon pick coming on from Team Italy. Probably a track that they're comfortable with. I know that Zeeb, though, who got first, is also very comfortable with it. So, again, a little bit of an opportunity, but it's kind of do or die time for the Italians.
It really is, and I think just the storyline of this entire war so far makes total sense, with Italy trying to get control. They've held the lead from the beginning, but Eastern Europe always in it, fighting, developing a plan, and that kind of goes to the innate chemistry that Italy has.
They've had control, but have lost it for sure, I think.
Yeah. And Eastern Europe's doing an incredible job here. And I'll tell you what, I've been kind of labbing with you the last several days here on Ribbon Road. And I'm really curious to see what's going to kind of come out here if we're going to see some running. We already have 2 players kind of back there. And
yeah, DUGO had his opportunity to take first, but unfortunately kind of got some weird momentum and slid into that wall. And now he's off the track. And with Zeeb in first, well, I don't think he is anymore, but he had a lot of teammate support up there. This is not what you really want to see for Italy. You kind of want to see DUGO delivering the points, but it's going to be hard to do back here when he's getting redded in 10th.
Yeah, Porky and Amos there have been just kind of sandwiching him. Look at them. They're just kind of reversing.
No. Or he can just pull shock at the first possible opportunity.
Man, Amos and Porky, they were just, like the Bash brothers.
There's a ton you can do with the shock right here. You can maybe use that as a surprise moment, go for the TS, try to get people to jump off, which we could see. See DK kind of flying to the right, and he falls off. They set Lorenzo up and dodged him, maybe with Shroom, so we're going to have to watch that DK. I don't know where he's at. He is in first now, and has a significant lead at that.
Yeah, that's a huge lead there for Lorenzo. Amos and Duke go back here, both with dueling bills. And Porky going to be there in 10, so we're already seeing Eastern Europe already falling back here.
Zeeb's back here too. They are bottom 3. Who is the red? Nicole's just going to do whatever to annoy them at this point, keep them back there. And he gets more reds behind Porky.
This is going to be a huge race for Italy.
Razumi also goes for the back. Another shock is in, though. Smart on DUGO to activate smart steering. Quite literally a smart play. Can he get Green here with the banana? He goes for it. He misses. Green may steal first, and he does.
That's going to be a 2-3-4 at least, though, for Italy behind Green. That was going to be catastrophic for Eastern Europe right there.
Yeah, and 2 through 6 still may have almost a tie game going with 2 left. Who would have thought the second shock was coming in early? You never really expect it, but it makes sense with so many of them back there that it was definitely, or at least certainly, a possibility. Green getting a huge pull there at the very end.
Yeah, I kind of was thinking if there was a shock, it was going to come from 10th place there, but just given the fact that Amos and DUGO there were holding bills for so long.
We have another lead change.
Yeah, it's another lead change, and it goes back to Italy temporarily, but only 6 points separating the 2 teams. So that was an 18-point win there for Italy.
Yeah, and what a big I don't know if it's like a gigantic relief that Eastern Europe pulled a shock. It didn't seem like maybe it was enough to get Green up there and prevent Lorenzo from getting that solid win, because he was out. I was looking at the mini map carefully with DUGO in the shock. I was like, Lorenzo looks far to the right. Yeah, he's definitely falling off to the right. Able to dodge, get some shrooms up there, but the second shock is really going to throw a wrench into his free win plan, and Green is the man who comes out on top to kind of save the blow, if you will. And again, this is still a big opportunity for Italy to pressure him early. They could get a coin red right here. It looks like that is the case. Akiko needs to space, though, and DUGO can't get it, but he will get the draft off and gets him.
Wow, that was insane. I mean, Akiko trying to back out. Green realizes it, takes the opportunity to back out, but still gets connected by DUGO. So, good driving there.
Oh, man, he got both of them. DUGO got to calm down.
Wow.
The entire country of Poland falling to 1 banana right there, and that's an early top 3 for Italy. And oh my god, they almost didn't get that banana off in time. I don't know what happened for Den to get up here so early, but I guess Lorenzo's top 2 for Italy. Somebody is pretty far in the back right now. And it looks like Akiko in third. So again, pressure is now falling over to EE.
Yeah, so Italy taking back control here, top 3 situation, but DUGO getting
not
his
anymore
item ghosted.
though. Akiko got hit off. A little bit of a storyline there.
He did, and now
Italy has a blue, I think. Yep, there it is. 2
back out there.
Yeah. He will at least be able to turn for using this. Obviously, you would like to use the cut in an ideal world, but still, getting your teammates better items in the back is more than worthwhile for that Shroom. Gotta watch out for Zeeb, who's now crept into second. I think Lorenzo's going after him, though.
Yeah, given that exchange, he did kind of enter in that 3-player breakaway, so Zeeb now
that green.
DUGO and Lorenzo.
Zeeb going aggro right there. Yeah, Zeeb going aggro right there. Maybe a sign that this is only a 1-3. Or maybe even a 2-3 now. Zeeb goes down to another banana. And Shock comes in. That feels like an ITA Shock. They're getting DUGO right into the glider instead of after. So Italy may be coming up right now.
Right before boxes, too. That wouldn't have been an Eastern European Shock.
But can Zeeb pull double reds? Or he can just be a fastball.
He couldn't get the...
And then another banana!
He couldn't get the banana back to hold him up.
He actually pulled it out. Wow.
I don't know what to say.
I'm speechless. I think he landed 3 bananas on Zeeb in that race.
Yeah, Eastern European recovered somewhat there. A good win there for Italy.
No, I think that's a win for EE.
Yeah. I mean, first in the race
slight,
with Italy. But yeah, that's a slight win, I think, for EE. So somehow DUGO doesn't get that banana behind him, so he gets hit by that shell, but then somehow manages to back the banana and just completely grief.
It is so critical that he got that banana snipe, because they'd be kind of fighting from down now, and I think that this is almost a tie game. He keeps the race neutral. 6-point gap. We just came off of a 4-point win on MKT. Costa Rica barely holding it out against Brazil. I think they had a decent lead earlier in the match, so we're getting a good one on MKC back to back. Can Italy hold on? EE is going with the baby park. They are going all degenerate here. Saw Spain pick it on the last race to prevent the top 6. EE just wants to win the war on it, and they are going to get that wish. And if you're Italy, you gotta just keep it together right now, because you're oh my god, it's coming down to effectively a coin flip.
As a completely unqualified baby park expert, and it's unfortunate that I have a plaque right beside me to prove it. Green, this was a pick from Green, and I'll tell you why. Instinct did this to actually upset Rated R in 200cc. So they think that they have a system.
Though, is it not?
Yes, it's completely different. This is 150, but I think they have a system. This is normally an anti-top 6, but it's, again, a 6-point difference. So all they need is that little edge. So we'll see if this is going to...
They just need the confidence to know that 3 people are going to finish in the top 5. If they have that, then whatever. Do what you got to do. Again, it's going to be hard to actually set up a lot of great team plays here. But wow, I mean, if you're ITA, it's this kind of sucks for you, but you can't be in this situation on the last race if you don't want it to pop up, and that's just what's happened. And this kind of is a bad pull for DUGO. I know you like to see Shrooms a lot, but he's looking for a dodge almost certainly.
Yeah, it's tough to see who is actually in the front, because I think
Akiko is second. Oh, that fire just did not connect.
Yeah, Akiko is second. Huge. Nothing crazy yet, but again, if anything crazy happens, it's going to be lap 6. Right about now, no blue has been out either.
No, he did not. There is no shock in play.
No shock, no blue.
Is building up, so it's going to probably come down to who's first. Unless DUGO can get hit. There's a lot of EE up here. And Green is another thing. He lands Zeeb 2-3. Who got first? Did Italy come up at the end? We don't know. If they got first, it's a guaranteed Italy win. It is Nicola in first, and that is going to be Italy desperately hanging on there on a track that I don't think they wanted to be in a last race scenario on. Nicola able to clutch it out.
Wow.
One of the older school Italy players getting the justice done for them.
That's just kind of one of those races.
Track.
You just got to hold your breath and watch. And luckily for Eastern Europe, they did have one of their players in the top 3 get hit out. And that shock just came in a little bit too late. If that had come in 10 seconds, 20 seconds earlier, that would have been a different story.
I think that's a very uncomfortable situation for Italy. Probably their shock, since it did not dodge any of the masses of bills coming out from Eastern Europe. or the star from green. You would imagine that Italy's holding it for the end and just praying that their top two can hold on. DUGO giving them a little bit of extra comfort there. It's a good thing DUGO didn't get hit there at the end, because if he did and that was only a top two with a bunch of people in the bottom, who knows what happens. But that is not the timeline we live in. DUGO creeping up into third, Nicola, I think Akiko, holding on to that top two for the majority of the race. No shot coming in, likely Italy holding it. Trusting their instincts to not do anything risky, and it's going to pay off, and they're going to survive in a thriller against Eastern Europe.
12-point difference separates things here officially. 498 there for Italy to 486 there from Eastern Europe. Ending on a wild ride on Baby Park. We saw that in the last stream as well, I believe in this Group F. So incredible job there from Italy. The Eastern Europe was really in it, the entire time.
They played an awesome match for the most part. There's a lot of moments in that match where Eastern Europe could have been like, man, I don't know if we're coming back from this. Regardless, they fought back, kept the mental game going, made a big statement to bring it back and to bring it to that situation to end with on Baby Park, just not going the way that they wanted it on the last race.
Yeah, then, now that these teams are going to have to deal with Belgium, Mexico, and especially France. So that's kind of where the attention shifts for them in Group F. France already up 1-0 over Mexico. Italy up now with a win. But, those are going to be some very exciting and tough teams to play against. So their work's cut out for them.
Yeah. So believe that this is the end of our MK8 block today. We'll surely be back tomorrow. One of the high-profile matches that will be coming up on EGTV, Japan and Germany, so watch out for that. But for tonight, I think we're done. So if you have any final words, let's hear them.
Yeah, I think that's about it. I mean, it was an exciting match. Both teams really put on a show for everyone here today. And, it's always great to have a very close and exciting match rather than a runaway. So shout out to all 12 of the players and, for stream host Mist, MKC, EGTV for helping support the MKWC and running it. So just excited for the future matches to come throughout this entire weekend.
Mm-hmm. All right, that's going to do it for us right now. Thank you all for tuning in. We will catch you tomorrow for MK8. More MKW tonight at 8, Australia and Asia, if you're interested in that. But for now, I'm going to close up the stream. Thank you, everybody, for watching, and have a lovely rest of the day.